Hello and welcome. In this video, we will learn about functions in JavaScript. Okay. Now, functions are reusable piece of codes which you can use as many number of times as you want in a program. Okay. Now, this function or these functions are of two types: inbuilt and user defined. Inbuilt functions are the ones that are defined by JavaScript or which are inside JavaScript. For example, console.log is a function. Okay, so log is a function of object console. We have not learned about objects, so do not worry about it. But console.log, this is a function. Log is a function which performs the operation of printing some data on the console or logging some data on the console. So using this console.log, you can print the data. So its function is that, correct? Similarly, you can define functions. Then the functions that you define are called as user defined functions. And you can define a function to do some operations that you want. And whenever you want to do that operation, you can call the function. Okay. Now, I'm not going to confuse you by giving you too many details. I just will start writing code and explain you how to define a function and tell you how a function works. Okay. Now, function is the keyword function. Okay. And then name of the function itself. So I'll say greet. Okay, greet. And then it has to have open and close parenthesis. Okay, so it has to have this set of parenthesis. Why? We'll see later. Okay, so function and then name of function and parenthesis. And then just like if statement, it needs a block inside which you have to say what this function will be doing. Okay, so open flower bracket or curly brackets, close curly brackets, and inside this I'll write a simple console.log. Okay, and I'll say good morning. All right, good morning. So this function greet will only print good morning. Alright, so let us run this. So it says program did not output anything. That is because we have defined the function, but we have not called the function or invoked the function. Okay, so we'll do that by saying greet. Alright, greet. So we just have to repeat this here to call the function. So I'll run it and you can see I get good morning. So this is calling the function. When this is executed, this is executed and whatever is inside the braces or curly brackets will be executed. Okay. So once again, if I say greet and run, then I'll get two lines of codes here because I have called the function two times. So when I call the function, so whatever is in the bracket will be executed. Okay, executed. So you can call the function as many number of times as you want and wherever you want. All right. Now you can have one more line. Let me say, hi there. Okay. So just by calling the function, you can get these two results. Okay, no need to call this and this once again. You just have to call the function and this will be executed. All right. See how the function is useful to us. All right. Now, as of now, the function, this function is of no use because we are not passing anything to the function. We can pass arguments. Okay, we can pass arguments to the function. And we do it by typing here. Okay, so greet, and in brackets we type whatever we want to pass. So I'll say Ravi here. Okay, so I'm passing this string Ravi. Where? Passing where? Passing here. Okay, so I'll write name. Alright, I'll write name here. And here, okay, here, see what I'll do. I'll say this. Okay, yeah. So what I have done is I'm passing Ravi. I'm passing Ravi from here to here. So wherever you find name inside this set of curly braces, there Ravi will be substituted. Okay, or Ravi will be passed. Once again, I am passing the string Ravi to this function, and Ravi will be substituted in the place of name. Where? Inside this piece of code. Okay, so inside this set of brackets, wherever you have name, there Ravi will be substituted. So here I have name, and so when I run this program, I get good morning Ravi. Okay, so good morning, and in the place of name I have passed Ravi, and so I get Ravi. Okay, so in the next line I'll say greet Anita. Okay, so when I run this, I get good morning Ravi and good morning Anita. So in this function call, Ravi is passed for name, and so we have good morning Ravi. And in the second function call, Anita is passed in the place of name, and so we have good morning Anita. Okay, yes. Next, let me delete this. We can pass multiple arguments too. Let us do that. So I'll say function, okay, which is a keyword, and then add numbers. Okay, I'm creating a function to add numbers. Okay, so you can see that I have given a descriptive name for the function. Okay, just like you give a variable descriptive name, you have to give descriptive name for the function too. All right, so I'll give add numbers, and I'll say a comma b. All right, a comma b, and here inside the curly brackets I'll say console dot log a plus b. All right, a plus b, and here, okay, here I'll say add numbers 4,7. All right, 4,7. So let me run this. Then I'll be explaining how this works. Okay, so when I run it, I get 11. Okay, when I get a run, I get 11. So now here I had created a function wherein it takes two arguments or parameters a and b. Okay, and inside what it does is it prints out the sum of a and b. Outside I have called the function, so you can see this is same as this, or it should be same as this. Okay, so this and this should be same, and I am passing 4 and 7. So when I pass 4 and 7 to this function, wherever we have a, it will be replaced by 4. Wherever we have b, it will be replaced by 7. Okay, so inside the curly brackets, wherever a is there, it will be 4. Wherever b is there, it will be 7. And so here a plus b, 4 plus 7 is 11, and that was printed out here. Okay, so you can also have console.log a minus b. All right, so when you run it, you get 11 and minus 3, and log, you can have this too. It is not necessary that you need to have a and b in everything, so you can just run it and get high there. Okay, so this is how you can pass multiple parameters. Okay, multiple parameters or arguments. Now I'll delete this, or let me delete this. Okay, let me delete this. So here when I run it, I get an output of 11, correct? I get an output of 11. But then instead of printing out the result, I can also store the value in a variable. Okay, so let us do that. So I'll say let, okay, let sum, I'm creating a variable, is equal to a plus b. Okay, let sum is equal to a plus b. Okay, so here outside the function I'll say console dot log and I'll print the sum. Okay, so let me run this and you can see I get an error. Alright, I get an error. That is because I am storing the sum of a plus b in sum, but I have not returned this value outside, or it is still here, the value is still here, but it is not sent outside. Okay, it is not sent outside. So we have to send the value outside so that we can print it. And to send the value, we have to use return. Okay, we have to use return, and I'll say return sum. So what should we send? We have to send sum. Where? Outside. Okay, we have to send sum outside. Now let us run it and check. So once again I get an error. Okay, I get an error. So that is because there is a procedure to print it, and it is not like this. Okay, so what we do is we say let result is equal to add numbers 4, 7, and then what we do is print result. Okay, print result, and now when you run it, you get 11 as output. Okay, so now let me explain how it works. So here add numbers, you are calling the function and you are passing 4 and 7 to this. So wherever a is there, 4 will be passed, wherever b is there, 7 will be passed. So here 4 plus 7, 11 will be done. Okay, 11 will be evaluated, and that 11 will be stored in sum. Okay, stored in this variable, and this variable is returned outside. Okay, returned outside. So what is returned is sum 11, and that 11 is a result of this, correct? That 11 is a result of this, and that is stored in result variable. Okay, so we are saying let result is equal to this. So result of this is 11, and so 11 is stored in result. 11 is stored in the variable result, and then we are printing out the result variable. Okay, result variable. Now it may sound confusing, it may take some time for you to understand this, but take your time. Okay, you need to take your time because this is an important concept. All right, important concept. So basically we are sending 4 and 7 here, and whatever we are storing in sum, that is once again stored back in result, and then we are printing result out. Okay, we are printing result out. So here we have 11 because 11 is stored in this variable result, and we are printing out here. Okay, so next I'll say let result 2. Okay, result 2 add numbers, and I'll pass, let us say 13, 5. Okay, and then in the next line I'm saying console dot log result 2. Okay, so let me run it and check it. So I get 11 and 18. So what has happened is here in this line, this is done, I've explained this. Here we are passing 13 and 5 to this. So wherever a is there, 13 will be there. Wherever b is there, 5 will be substituted, and this is evaluated. So the evaluated result is 13 plus 5, 18, and it is stored in sum. And this sum is sent back. So the result of this is 18 and that is sent from here. So 18 will be stored in result 2. Okay, 18 will be stored in result 2 variable and that is printed out here. Okay, so we are sending this here, we are sending back this. Okay, so once again what we are doing is using this, we are sending 13 and 5 to this function and we are receiving the result here. Okay, we are sending this, receiving back. All right, so two things are done here. All right, yes. Next, anything after return statement is ignored. Okay, so if you have here console.log hi, all right, if you have anything after return, it will be ignored. So you can hit run and you can see nothing is printed out. That is because when the program encounters return keyword, so it sends the data and stops executing this function. So whatever is after return will be ignored. Okay, it will be ignored. Next, for the sake of understanding it better, let me write a program or a function which checks if a student has passed in an exam or not. Okay, so I'll say function and I'll say is pass. Okay, name of the function is pass and I'll pass marks to this. Okay, and I'll say if marks is greater than or equal to 40. Okay, if marks is greater than or equal to 40, and I'll say return, let me say pass. Okay, return pass, and then else return fail. Okay, return fail. So this is my function now. This is my function. Okay, so next I'll say let result of Ravi is equal to is pass. Let me pass 80. Okay, let me pass 80, and then in the next line I'll say console.log result of Ravi. Okay, and in the next line I'll say let result of Anita is pass 28. Okay, console.log result of Anita. Now let me run this and check the output. So pass and fail. So first is pass, then it is fail. Okay, so now what we are doing here is we are passing 80 to this. Okay, we are passing 80 to this and we are passing 28 to this. So wherever marks is there, 80 will be passed first, and since 80 is greater than or equal to 40, we get pass as the result and it is returned and stored in this, and we are printing it out in the next line. Next, 28 is passed for marks, and since 28 is less than 40, we get fail as a result, and fail is returned here and it is stored in result of Anita. Okay, and then we are printing it out, and so we get fail as result. Okay, so this is how you define a function and call it whenever required and as many number of times. Okay, yes, so that's it for this video. Now you have to go and practice the things that we have learnt in this video. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.